Capture it. Ooh, I need to adjust that screen size level, it looks like.
Soulcalibur 6.
I hope that looks right. Chat's gonna be a little hard for me to read, unfortunately, because this takes up the whole screen. Let me also try to turn this down a little here. That's probably a little much. This is mostly just to test how this goes. Let's leave her as soul.
The ray of light from the evil seed pierced the sky, its glow reaching as far as India.
So realizing it's capturing my stream on
And
the...
here we find another person whose fate was entwined with the two swords.
I saw his limo.
Consumed by the evil seed, yet still with presence of mind. A link between chaos and this world. You are quite the interesting one. Still, you will eventually succumb to the chaos, unless you engrave a clear image of yourself onto your soul.
Honestly, most of this will probably be me making the character. Because I don't know what I'm going to... Don't even know what I want to do yet. Okay, they can be changed later, that's good to know. I had an idea. Chat, do you have any ideas? If chat's even here. I don't think there's probably anybody really watching, so. And let's go for a Malfested. Let's just make them the most biggest abomination possible. This is just Siegfried. So that's just Hayachi. You know what? Let's go with that. But hang on, I've got to check. That really does just look like Hayachi Mishima. Let's go with that. This is why I can't be trusted with character creators. Can I not Change his equipment? Interesting. Oh, this is the color that's worn against the skin. Eh. Actually, kind of like that. All right, right. And we change the equipment color. Fascinating. Katana. That's Song the Mina. I think this is Hawaru. Yeah, that's Huang. This is Hilda. That's Amy. That's Sandra. Zero. That's Tubi. Sure, let's go with that name for you. Okay, so I thought I was gonna have to do the armor, I guess not.
If you can keep a hold of who you are, you will be able to stave off the chaos. Now arise. Take up your weapon and fight. Your life depends on it.
I woke up, my head was pounding. Maybe it was the nightmare I'd had, but I could barely catch my breath or stop shaking. You're finally awake. It seems you had quite the nightmare. I was expecting this to be voiced. A man in a hood stood at my side. His appearance suggested someone quiet, but strong-willed. Yeah, that's Azlamil, alright. My name is Azlamil, and I know what's happened to you. You were greatly affected by the evil seed. You escaped becoming a Malfested, but I'm afraid you may not escape death. Sir, I am actually Malfested. I am not fully Malfested, but I am a Malfested. That's about the evil seed. It is a great evil that burst forth from Western Europe as a torrent of light and rained down around the world. They are beings whose bodies and minds have been twisted by evil. Symptoms vary, but some are known to become monstrous. Many Malfested lose all sense of reason, become violent, and attack people. Luckily for you, fate put you on a different path. You still may be Malfested, though. But he does not appear to have been altered by an evil seed. Sir, I'm literally a Malfested. However, it seems to have affected your soul, linking it to what is called the astral chaos. The astral chaos is a curious realm where great powers collide. In time, it will consume your soul, resulting in your death. Your nightmare and headache are a sign of what is to come. If you wish to continue living, come with me. I'll teach you how to extend your life. We just need to find the Valpower Yuga, right? Very next to Journey's Dawn is the Dojo Drona, a martial arts master. Here you can play battle tutorial for Soulcalibur 6. Oh neat, Drona is the person that gets beaten up in the move list videos, or move stuff. You can move from your current location to any location you have previously visited by pressing change location to open up a list of available locations. Yeah, I actually do need a tutorial. No. Well, I know the basics, but I've heard rumor of a famous local dojo run by a well-respected man named Drona, who is reputed to be adept in all martial arts. This is a tutorial on the basics of combat in the in-battle system. Note that explanations refer to the game's default controls. Oh, fun. Well, I know the basics at least. I learned of a highly respected martial arts instructor in India named Drona, praised as the very model of a warrior. Made my way across treacherous mountain paths and traversed troubling ledges before finally reaching my destination. A dojo surrounded by burbling mountains and streams. Imagine going all this way just to learn the basics of combat. Hi, Bopa. Sorry, I don't know how long that's been there because I can't see chat with this setup. To one side of the dojo, a diverse group of young warriors were enthusiastically practicing with weapons, having come from far and wide. I'd heard many of them even came from royal or noble bloodlines, unlike their master's humble roots. Hail, traveler! What business do you have so deep in the mountains? I told him my name and that I'd come here to learn. Well, Vincenzo, I never refuse anyone with a desire to learn. However, I live in seclusion because I have earned the ire of the local king. If you stay, you too may find yourself with a powerful enemy. Are you sure about this? I nodded and he continued. Very well, I will train you. But before we begin, let me see your skills. I played Soulcalibur 2 before. Also, I've played this game before. Well, some of it.
Completed.
Under your This is the mechanics, the reason I pretty much need this.
Completed.
Yeah, it's 2Bs. I have, and this one specifically, no, and 2 I used Shugmwa a lot. Yeah, they let you use the guest characters' movesets, and I just used 2Bs because why not? Combo attack unique to each character. You can perform a basic combo attack by rightly pressing. Yeah, I know. I've played a Soul. not. Okay.
Completed.
I have 3 I've never played. But I've played most of the others because between my friend. Well, Soul Blade 1 and 3 are the ones I haven't played, I believe. Oh, and Lost Souls. This I needed to learn about. Press and hold RB to perform a reversal edge, which will allow you to defend yourself by parrying your opponent's attack and following up with your own. Successfully landing a reversal edge will create some distance between you and your opponent and cause you to both take fighting stances. Taking a fighting stance, so if you and your opponent will enter a clash phase in which actions can be formed of X, Y, or B, each resulting in a different attack. Attacks all have a rock, paper, scissors relationship with each other. Okay, this doesn't help explain it because you didn't use the... Well, that's not what... That was annoying. R2 of the gauges at 1 or higher and all of... Yeah. Yeah, Soul Charge. Gauges at 1 or higher will allow you to perform Soul Charges. May send your opponent flying or temporarily increase the amount of damage you inflict, among other effects. So also Soul Changes appearance indicate time remaining. Oh, this pauses the soul charge draining, it looks like. Techniques called fierce attacks with soul charges in effect. You can view a list of fierce attacks for each characteristic, engage attacks from the move list. Additionally, special attacks called soul attacks can be used to gain soul charge effects while launching an offensive against the opponent. The command to perform a soul attack is that. Interesting. So have the different attack and guard options available to you, as well as have a good idea of how to use your soul gauge. With this knowledge at your fingertips, you will be able to hold your own in battle. did one soul attack. You appear to have mastered basic fighting techniques. Master Drona's expression grew clouded. Let me tell you a story. When I first began my training, I had a fellow disciple who was slightly older and always looked down on me. I wanted to prove myself against him, so I learned a powerful technique. And yet, when the time came, I still could not defeat him. It turned out I was unable to actually use the technique when the chance came. Fully became evident. Instead of focusing on learning a flashy technique, I should have worked on improving my fundamental skills. So I dedicated myself to practicing the fundamentals. When I was satisfied, I went to challenge him again, but I was too late. He had lost his life in a war against a neighboring kingdom. This man had a son who claimed vengeance against the one who slew his father only half a year later. Now he is a warrior even more skilled than his father was. Take this letter of introduction. If you ever have the chance, you should pay him a visit. Took Master Drona's letter, thanked him, and left the dojo behind. I went to see Master Drona. He greeted me warmly. Today our practice would focus on attacks. It's good to see you again. Master Drona greeted me with a warm smile and I arrived at his dojo. What do I owe this pleasure? Come to train perhaps? If so, I applaud your dedication. Today I'd like to teach you about the many different attacks you can employ in battle. Crouching guard, release A, and press A, attack. Hold button attack. What? Attacks LB. I think that's that one. For explosive A, are characterized by streaks of lightning and cannot be blocked with a reversal edge. Unblockable attacks are characterized by flames and cannot be blocked by your opponent. The former are marked in the move with BA, while the other are marked with UA. Okay, so that's always a break attack, apparently. Interesting. That is all I know about attack types. Next, I'd like to teach you about the effects you can inflict on your opponent using your attacks. There are status effects, sir? During our time together, Master Drona reminisced about his time training. Offense is not about attacking wildly. In order to claim victory against a skilled foe, you must know when and where to use that technique. When and where to use what technique? Sorry, I can't read my own dialogue. So, let us begin your next lesson. Attacking your opponent as they perform certain actions will activate a counter hit, which can increase the damage and number of hits you do. Attacking as the opponent begins their attack will get an attack counter, while attacking as they move will be a run counter. Okay. Certain attacks will send yellow streaks lighting through your opponent, causing them to stagger and enter a stun state. Attacking a stunned opponent provides counter effects and follow up with a gift. Let me see if she... Oh. What is that? Oh, I'm supposed to get stunned by him. As they go to cause opponent's health parry begin from flashing yellow and eventually red. Opponent attacking front and while its red will crush their guard, leaving them vulnerable and yeah, these have been used by tail. Letting attacks under certain conditions, for example, pressing LB while counter and reversal edge will register your attack as a lethal hit. More skilled, but as you continue to advance, you will no doubt eventually find yourself against a seemingly insurmountable wall. Let me tell you a story from my past. When I was young, I traveled the world as a itinerant warrior. One day, I was in the distant north of the Ming Empire in a place called Shishuan. I told Drona that Shishuan, it was in the southwest of the Ming Empire, but he simply looked at me puzzled. It is, really? It is, really? Well, wherever I may be, I was there. And let me tell you, there was a tribe of fierce warriors. It was during my time with them that I met Hong Wei. I hope I said that right. Hong Wei was a strong and beautiful young woman. Her slender limbs wielded a blade with great finesse, and her strikes were quick as lightning. She could fend off any attack, nimbly moving like a young willow tree in the breeze. I immediately fell in love with her. However, she told me she could never love me unless I could best her in combat. In a contest of strength, I beat her easily, but her defense was impenetrable. My attacks were blocked, parried, or avoided. I couldn't even touch her. That was because I had not yet learned how to pierce a talented foe's defense. I have learned a thing or two since then, such as the effectiveness of throws against an opponent who rarely lets their guard down, and that there are special techniques that break through any guard. But back then, she defeated me and said she had no interest in the weak. I left, trained as hard as I could, and eventually returned to face her again. Unfortunately, she had already wed another. If you ever pass through Shishuan, I would do you well to see her skills for yourself. I'm sure the experience will come in handy. Following me taking his advice to heart, I left the dojo. For his next lesson will be about the art of defense. Visits the dojo to find Drona at the gate, seeing off another visitor. Take care, and don't oversell the skills you've learned here, got it? Yes, Master, thank you so much for everything. I promise that one day I'll come back to visit. With those parting words, Drona's student bowed and began trudging down the mountain path away from the dojo. Sorry to keep you waiting. Back for more training, are you? Well, come on in. When I asked about the man who had just left, Master Drona told me he was a student who had come from the desert in the northern reaches of the Ming Empire. On my way home from my romantic defeat at the hands of Hong Wei, a man saved my life in the desert. The student you just saw came here on that man's recommendation. The desert? To reach India from Sichuan, you had to head southwest. The desert was in the complete opposite direction. I like this guy. With a perplexed look. Oh, I get it. Trading first, talking later. Well, today I'm going to teach you about guarding and evading. I'm liking Drona so far. He's funny. Evading them, I just run around at the speed of sound.
So weak. So weak. So weak. So weak. So weak. Completed.
Attacks on the command list are marked with HML, SMSL to indicate whether they can be blocked or with a standing guard or a crouching guard. Standing guard can block all attacks except those marked with L. Crouching guard cannot block attacks marked with M, but can help you avoid those marked with H. Both types of guards can protect you from attacks marked with SM. SM and SL. Attacks marked with L, SL can be avoided with jumps and jump attacks. So an opponent's grip while avoiding taking a great deal of damage. Triple break can still be performed even as you continue to guard rapidly by pressing X, Y, or B while holding A. By doing this, not only can you guard against your opponent's mental attacks, but also avoid being thrown, making it a defensive technique worth practicing. However, grapple breaks will not work on throws or have red effect emitted when the opponent is grabbed. Very good. Those are the fundamentals of defense. Your lessons after this will be much harder. We're gonna train together. Master Drone reminisced about his days traveling the world to train. Evading an attack entirely is usually the best option, but in a serious battle, you don't always have that luxury. When you're surrounded by a dangerous opponent, what do? Well, I'll teach you some techniques that will help you grasp victory from the jaws of defeat. Kemi. Knocked out back or to the ground by opponent's attack. Press and A. Oh, right, I'm pressing the wrong button. Didn't actually mean A when it said A. New Kemi cannot be performed after a certain type of attack, such as many of those that hit you up into the air. If you cannot perform a new Kemi, you can still avoid follow-up attacks from your opponent by guarding or rolling to the side. Rise from the ground and immediately guard against your opponent's attacks by pressing A while on the ground. Additionally, you can press an attack while on the ground while you do. Okay. Control where you fall to being launched into the air by holding that. This will allow you to avoid additional attacks from your opponent, as well as prevent a ring out. I think I see. Sags a guard impact by pressing loose. Forming a guard impact readies your opponent's sags while they make contact. Resist impacts are powerful guard impacts that can deflect, even break, and unblockable moves. Use that to deplete your soul gauge and perform a resist impact. Deflecting an opponent's attack will restore some of your guard stamina. When your attack repelled by your opponent's guard impact will leave you vulnerable. You are still able to perform your holding. Okay. Interesting. Both you and your opponent continue to perform indefinitely, delaying your attacks to throw off your opponent's timing. Oops. Oh, got an achievement. You're not limited to just reverse impacts while staggered. You can also use reversal edges. Reverse impacts are perfect for countering your opponent's faster attacks, and reversal edges can help you repel their slower attacks. Learning the proper techniques for dealing with all your opponent's different attacks is the key to victory. Certified, Joanna got a nostalgic look on his face and continued the story from earlier. To be quite honest, I have a habit of accidentally going somewhere entirely different from where I intended. That's how I ended up wandering for 3 days and nights in the Gobi Desert. I was on my last legs when a merchant caravan found me. They took me to Kashgar, and that's where I met one incredible fellow. His name was Klitch. He was a weaponsmith and one talented warrior. He could fight with any weapon in any style under the sun. In battle, he was relentless, giving his opponent very little opportunity to act. Who was he? The Edge Master? He always sought to test out the weapons he made, but it was hard to believe he thought of fighting so casually. I had never met a fiercer warrior. If only I'd known how to deflect attacks when I was on the defensive, I might have been able to put him off balance. Alas, it was all I could do to block his attacks at the time, and before I knew it, I was defeated. If you're ever in Kashgar, I recommend you go see Kilch. He's an expert warrior and a first-rate weaponsmith. You won't regret meeting him. Warrior Smith, he did sound like someone I'd like to meet. I decided to keep throwing his recommendation in mind. Advanced Reversal Edge. The sun had barely risen from the horizon when I went to visit Master Drona. Our lesson today would be about tactics. You're up early again. Good! Diligence and hard work are the keys to developing a skilled hand and sound body. Your dedication is admirable. Now, let's get to your final lesson. I'm talking about the clashes that emerge in the heat of battle, which require you to think on your feet. In the same boat as your opponent during a clash after a reversal edge will result in a stalemate. In the event of a stalemate, both you and your opponent will enter a second round of the clash, which another button will be necessary. That was the wrong button. They will win an event to the stalemate. Additionally, their attack will be treated as a lethal hit, and that. Okay. Reaching a stalemate with your opponent isn't the only way you can extend a reversal edge, but reverse Y and your opponent versus A, you can break through their guard and extend the clash. Guard against your Y attack, you can greatly deplete your stamina. Move forward during the clash with the reversal edge by pressing that in any direction. Move forward and dodge. Move forward to dodge. X would be guard? No. It would be kick. Move into the foreground background to avoid that. Move back to evade B. Which one is B? I guess that would be horizontal. Yeah. This can be a reliable defensive technique. However, it's not without its flaws. Break attacks and unblockable attacks are unaffected by reversal edges. Attacks performed after reversal edge will always be vertical. You can use this to your advantage by using that way run to avoid a potential attack from your opponent after reversal edge. That was a well-fought sparring match. From the flow of that battle, I can see that your training has so far been time well spent. Hello, you ask? That's right. Battles ebb and flow, just like the tides. You need to read that flow and think 3 moves ahead if you want to win. That's the secret. Speaking of which, remember that merchant caravan that picked me up in the Gobi Desert? They ended up hiring me out as a guard, and together we traveled down to a port in Persia. It was a big city, so I figured I could find a ship that'd take me back to India. As luck would have it, I soon boarded a trading ship on its way to India, which promptly was sunk by a raging tempest right as we left the Persian Gulf. 4 days I floated on a piece of driftwood until I washed up on the shores of Africa. Jorona, how are you alive? My clothes were tattered and torn, but I still had my weapon. Of course, that just made the natives think I was a pirate, and I soon found myself fighting off a local warrior by the name of Wold. I'd like to believe that we were evenly matched in strength and speed, but Wold was far more experienced than I. He could read the flow of battle like a book. Let me check chat real quick. Hi, Ollie. Don't know how old that is. I can't see chat with the game at the moment. I couldn't, and whenever we clashed, I foolishly tried to pull off the same move time and time again. That's why I lost. Fortunately, I managed to clear up the misunderstanding. Wold and I grew close, and eventually we swore an oath of friendship. He invited me into his home in Axum, and that's where I met his sister, the woman who would become my wife. If you ever have the opportunity to go to Axum, be sure to meet Wold. He's an incredible warrior. And if you wouldn't mind, please tell him I'm extremely grateful for everything he's done for me, and that his sister and I are both healthy and happy. New techniques. When I went to see Master Jorona again, he had been awaiting me as always. He said he would teach me new techniques today. A tutorial for the use of soul attacks and resistance impacts. That's... The nature of battle is ever-changing. If you would continue to stand on the front lines, then you must stay abreast of the newest techniques. I've been trying, sir. Soul attack by pressing... Ah. Soul charge segment while attacking. That, okay, I see. Powerful guard effects resist impacts with... And deflect even break attacks on block bolts. Wait, right bumper. Victory smiles upon those who seek new wisdom and skills, who spare no effort in their pursuit of greater strength. The variety of skills I teach you today will be of some use to you. Oops, no. At least I did the tutorial. I'm gonna... see here. Yeah, let's try these little song Minas.
Run by my father. 3 years ago, I went on a quest for Soul Edge, known as the Sword of Salvation, to protect my land. My quest went pretty well for a time, but then Huang brought me home. I guess it was wrong of me to run off without telling my father and all. He said I must redo all my training, and forced me back into the rigid life I tried to escape. But the truth is, that was the least of my problems.
Lady Mina! Mina! Would you please marry me?
You again? Did my father tell you to do this?
Stop! I'd be a far better husband than you!
If both of you can beat me, I'll think about it. How does that sound?
What? Then count us in too! Yeah, and us too!
Mina.
Fine. Just come at me all at once!
Weird this doesn't cover the events of Soul Blade at all. Well, it does go over them a little. But I accidentally, well, I could technically show them, I think, since it is in the Chronicle of Soul. I think they're Nightmare. Oh right, I can't use Soul Charger. The Soul Gauge is basically useless in this magic thing. Oh no, they're Siegfried, not Nightmare. I think. I actually don't think I've fought Nightmare yet, so I don't know.
No wonder hardly anyone showed up today. I was worried that we lost all our students.
That day, I was surprised to see Huang home for the first time in a long while. Oh, Huang's my father's best student, and kind of like a mix between my mentor and my big brother. He was called a hero, and the country entrusted him with finding Soul Edge, the Sword of Salvation. My father also wanted me to marry him.
Really, though, I can't believe you're already old enough to think about marriage.
I'm not. Those guys were just joking because father keeps talking about wanting a son-in-law to take over the dojang.
Oh, really? I've never heard him talk about that.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I told him not...
So this is where you've been, Huang. Don't you think it's about time?
Yes, Master. I'm sorry I can't stay longer. Mina, I'm sorry I can't tell you more, but I'm returning to the army. We can protect our homeland with our own hands, even without the Sword of Salvation.
And that was that. Huang re-entered the military and now continues to fight for his country. Me, on the other hand, they wouldn't allow me to join the army because I'm a woman. But then what am I supposed to do? I too want to protect our homeland. When you said we, Huang, did that include me too?
Mina, that's not up to me. Do you understand what I mean?
So I can't protect our land with you because I'm a woman or because I'm not strong enough?
Just hurry up and see him off! Silly girl!
It was the last time I would ever see Huang. All I wanted was for us to protect the homeland together, but it felt like no one took me seriously. After that, I found it hard to concentrate on my training. Looking back, I really was clueless back then.
Oh, Mina, I was looking all over for you.
Did you come to humiliate me too?
What are you talking about? I'm weak and clumsy, so I respect how strong and bright you always are, Mina.
Then you must be really disappointed in me now.
No, of course not. Hey, I know. How about marrying me?
Wait, what? Ugh. I'll make Wong and Father admit I'm just as capable as them, no matter what it takes. Now that I think about it, Chol Wan was probably just trying to cheer me up. Next time I see him, I must be nicer. If there ever is a next time.
So I left home again. I just couldn't think of a way to get my father and Huang to recognize my ability. In the end, I thought if I could get my hands on Soul Edge at last, the Sword of Salvation itself, then I'd be able to make them see what I was capable of. It was my second journey to the castle in the west, so I knew the route well, and arrived in no time. Let's see how... Okay, her timeline is significantly increased.
At that moment, I was just so shaken I couldn't think straight. Ivy, that swordswoman who was also searching for Soul Edge. She was cool, collected, and so mature. She treated me like a child, so I lost my temper and challenged her. No, I'm not done yet!
More fighting will only end in the same result. You're too weak. Farewell.
Hey! Get back here!
Wow, that was riveting. Thanks for the entertainment. Ugh. But that should teach you not to pick fights with people like that again. I'm sure you'll get a lot stronger in the future. You're still young, after all.
Hey! Don't treat me like a child!
Fight! What's this?
Go away! Go away!
Take this! You're dead! Gosh. Didn't I just tell you to think more carefully about who you pick a fight with?
You also said I could get stronger. Can you teach me how to fight? We can use clubs or whatever. I don't care. That was the first time I met Kong Shu Chung, my master. I needed to get stronger if I wanted to find Soul Edge. So, I focused all my energies on forcing him to become my teacher.
First thing they use Keelik smooth set for him when he's his teacher. At first, my training consisted solely of fetching water and running errands to buy alcohol. Probably because I was in such a rush for my skills to be acknowledged. But in time, as I started to focus on becoming stronger, my master began teaching me proper techniques. Profat's father, too, was only... No, there's no use thinking like that now.
That's it! Looks like you're getting the hang of it.
Well, yeah, because you finally started teaching me for real.
I'm just giving you a simplified version, you know? So, wanna spar again today?
Yeah, I'm tired of losing to a drunk.
Battle 1. Fight!
Hi-ya! Ta-ya! You're gonna fit now!
You little gremlin.
Ta-ya! Ta-ya! Ta-ya!
feel like she has less range than she did in 2.
I can't believe you made this much progress in just 1 year. Guess I'll go buy some booze so we can celebrate your victory.
More drinking? Your body will give out one of these days.
You always nag me about that. What are you, my daughter?
My father's far more hardworking and accomplished than you. Aren't your family worried about you? Perhaps a wife or a daughter? After all, I often hear you mumbling in your sleep. You're our treasure, Xianglen. Stuff like that.
Huh?
Well,
You've
he
been
is
hearing things.
Ling Sang-soo.
Get back to your training.
Fine, fine. Off you go.
Wondering.
But Master never came back. I've no right to teach you proper rod techniques. You need to carve your own fate. That was all he left me, scrawled in a note. I can't believe he kept me waiting all night. It made me pretty mad.
I was annoyed that my master had left me, but then again, I was being insensitive. He would talk in his sleep, apologizing to someone called Zhang Fei and another called Zhang Ling. Perhaps he set off to carve off with a new fate for himself. I hope so, at least. Is this guy Xiangluan's father?
After that, I traveled about, exploring ruins and underground labyrinths, ever in search of Soul Edge. My travels went well, but memories of everyone back home kept resurfacing in my mind. I was sure Father and Huang must have been worried about me. And I was worried whether my homeland had been invaded by lands to the east. When you said we, Huang, did that include me too?
Mina, that's not up to me. Do you understand what I mean?
What was Huang trying to tell me back then?
It was your decision, I'm pretty sure.
Traveler, help my family.
Are you
God,
okay?
voices a lot of generic people
Such
in
terrible
this.
wounds.
Take this.
Xiangluan is, we know more about her because she's in the main story.
Thing.
I don't remember who Zhang Fei is, but Xiangluan is actually pretty important, yeah. Hi, Lizard Man. Or a Lizard Man. You're not the Lizard Man. Looks like he has. Probably Sophitia, because Cassandra's in the base game. Fortunately, this is just a generic lizard man, not the character lizard man,
I
not
carried the
Aeon
man to the
Kalkos.
nearest oasis village, but he didn't make it.
I don't think Aeon
What he had
Kalkos
handed
even
me was
is
an
in
illustrated
this.
map and a metal plate with a snake crest carved upon it.
Oh, that's Velos
As soon as I
Estimus.
showed them to the villagers, I could see the color drain from their faces.
Oh, Feeble Sestimus. I knew it had to be those demons. I suppose there's nothing we can do then.
But a bunch of people were kidnapped. Don't you want to save your families?
Of course, but we can't fight them. You should leave here at once, while you still can. We don't want to get outsiders involved, especially a young girl like you.
What? You'd think I'd be useless?
That's not it. It's merely what you intend to do is not what we would desire.
His audio, by the way.
I don't care. I'm tired of feeling as if I need someone's approval to rescue those dear to me. I'm going to save all of you. And my homeland, too.
She's gone.
Okay, wasn't sure.
Where is that girl heading?
Who are you?
Wonder who that is. Yeah, wow, yeah, they really did just take inspiration from the generic assassins from 2 for him. Without the Sword of Salvation, and even if I wasn't ready, I was still determined to protect my homeland and those I loved no matter what. I didn't care how strong the enemy was. I'd rather have lost them I'd rather have lost than... Okay. Just standing by in silence, thinking back now, it's a wonder I could be so naive.
I followed the map to a vast underground temple. I managed to sneak in, but the unsettling atmosphere and weird smell
head out
quickly
pretty
got
soon,
to me.
though.
There
So
were a
probably
lot
just
of creepy instruments strewn around the place.
one more battle and
But
then
the
I'll be done.
creepiest thing of all was... What's this huge container for? Ugh, it's all gloopy. It reminds me of that monster. These are the villagers. They're still alive. What a relief. Are those lizards in there? There you are.
I don't think lizardmen were this common in the original timeline at this point. Soulcalibur 6 is officially an alternate timeline. I did Cassandra's story last night, and that goes into it more. Where the Cassandra from the original timeline straight up appears.
Here you go. Here you go.
That was a glorious ring out there. That's an Astaroth.
showed no hesitation when faced with our chimeras. You're not from the village, are you?
You threatened the villagers, didn't you?
What a rude accusation. They simply know the truth, that's all. They know these chimeras were once their family members.
Yeah.
What? No! You mean
We need the finest ingredients to make the finest chimeras. That settlement is our lab, and the bait we use to catch traveling warriors.
That's why they didn't want me to get involved.
What? Weren't you prepared to fight? So be it. I have many uses for a fine female warrior like you.
Yes. I didn't understand what it really meant to fight. All I could think about was protecting my homeland and proving myself. At long last, I realized what a child I'd been, but it was too late.
Yeah, I better stop now. Sorry if my journey is coming to an end. I've discovered a lot about myself, but it feels as though my life is about to turn its corner. I hope this diary someday reaches my father and Huang. Wait, how long is it? Madame, you said it was almost over. That is not almost over. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah, Soulcalibur 6 is an alternate timeline rather than a straight reboot, because elements from the original show up in the such, and then like Iami's I know goes into it too. Anyways, let's do this raid. Because I'm gonna head off because I have something to do in a bit. I may be back later tonight. Well, tonight my time, obviously, but we'll see. It'll all depend. Talk to you guys later. I need to actually have stream as open to end stream.